Hey guys, the Automotive Reviews. Thanks for coming to the channel. On the Rimac Nevera versus the Lotus Evija, the electric hypercar. Now these hypercars are awesome. The Rimac Nevera has recently been revealed, the finished version of the company C2, the Croatian supercar. Or must I say hypercar. It's incredible and it's awesome. It has the quarter-mile world record. I mean, you're talking about 900. Actually, it took apart the 986 horsepower Ferrari SF90 Stradale. But does it have what it takes to take on the Lotus Evija? Now, revealed as the world's most powerful road car and capable of making a Bugatti Veyron seem like, it's ancient. But which one is the best EV? And this EV really can't. This is a straight up EV, and it's hard to compare it even to the SF90 Stradale, because Stradale is basically a hybrid car. It's not all electric, so it doesn't really compare because the Nevera is a straight up EV. It is not a hybrid automobile, which puts it in a high category. I actually think that this can only compete against something like the Lotus Evija or the new Tesla Roadster, which is not out yet. But I tell you, this is going to be a serious competition, folks. Let's take some looks at these interior. Now, the Rimac interior, both of these cars have great interiors. The Evija has a full carbon fiber body, dihedral doors with no mirrors. And I'm sure it has to have mirrors if it comes to America. America doesn't allow cars on the road without mirrors. That's the last thing I heard. So it will have that conventional mirrors when it does come, if it does come to America. But those butterfly doors, they speak volumes. But with the Rimac, look at the interior. The interior got the nice threading. Looks like very, very sophisticated leather. And it's one thing weird for an EV to have leather interior, because usually it's talking about conserving power and usually don't use leather. There's usually some kind of man-made leather that's in place. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is totally leather, but it looks like it. Talking about this is just the exterior of the Nevera, and we're going to get back to some of the interior pics in a second. But the Nevera, not the Evera, but the Nevera is stunning, folks. Very stunning. So when you talk about the Lotus and this is one light, you tend to forget about the Nevera and you start calling it, a different name. But however, the interior in the Nevera is iconic. I mean, take a look at the sport, just the sport button and how it turns and how you have the different functions. And I believe that TV on means that it's using the cameras to actually videotape. Instead of you using your GoPro, you can actually, the car has it all there, so you don't need to bring anything else. But the interior is amazing. It is straight up amazing. And it's Nevera. And it's epic, folks. I mean, all the leather and the carbon fiber, one of 150. You just can't, there's nothing like it. Definitely, it's got a motorsport approach, luxurious cabin, high definition TFT screens, one of a kind, which you never really ever seen. It is straight up awesome, folks. And now let's take a look. I mean, here you have the nice leather. You have the handles to open up the door, which is definitely nice. And it has Rimac right on it. You can't beat it, and it has the toggle switches. And this button right here makes me curious. I'm thinking that it's hard to know what that's for because it's not written anywhere. And it's, you know, when you look at this, it's almost, you almost want to think that it's for the mirrors, but I don't think that is the case. But it's definitely sharp. Now let's look at the Lotus interior. Now the Lotus interior is definitely nice, and there it is, the cameras for the mirrors, and then you have the open air, you know, so you're gonna get a lot of debris and a lot of rocks all up in here, chipping away at this paint. So you're definitely gonna have to have some kind of protection, and that's only gonna last for so long because you're gonna be kicking a lot of rocks through here because you have no filter whatsoever. But the interior is definitely epic. Sort of reminds me of the McLaren with the center stock. I mean, just a floating, looks like a floating panel. And definitely you got the aluminum paddles. And then you have the seats, remind me of the seats in most seats in hypercars. And the design is just epic. Now, as far as performance and specs with this baby, as we look at the interior, we also look at the this is what I believe to be the mode button. You have the beautiful screen. The steering wheel is definitely epic, rectangular. That design is epic. You have the aerodynamics. So performance and specs, you're talking about 1,972 horsepower and 1,253 pound-feet of torque, weighing at 3,700 pounds. This is just straight up amazing. And what we're talking about is the Evija, and I might be pronouncing it wrong. If so, just go ahead and stick it in the comments, and we'll get to it. 0 to 62 in less than 3 seconds. Now, the Nevera can do it in like a 1.9 seconds. Sprint to 186 in under 9 seconds with the Evija. Can do over 200 miles per hour. And that's what makes this Lotus straight up epic. Now, Nevera 0 to 62, again, like I said, 1.97 seconds. 60 coming in 1.8 seconds. 9.3 seconds to 186. Boy, this is epic. You're talking about rated at a 1,914 horsepower and 1,700 plus pound-feet of torque. And it goes on and on, all the way up to 258. And still, it would still be in the Bugatti Chiron dust. But boy, you're never going to be able to do that unless you're on the track going at those speeds. But the Nevera does hold the quarter-mile record, 8.6 seconds. Faster than the Bugatti and the Hellcat and the Tesla. But we have not seen the Roadster. On the Roadster, you know that's going to be a beast. It's supposed to have rocket engines to propel it. Now, the Rimac weighs 4,700 pounds. That's a lot. So that so we know just from the weight alone that the Lotus is going to be more of a track-focused automobile. Now, these have advanced driving modes, which is definitely nice. You're talking about both feature a mode for the maximum range, which is labeled track. I mean, the Lotus also has the city, the tour, and the sport mode. When the Rimac, you get comfort and 2 customizable modes, just like just like, believe it or not, in the BMW, which is a good. I mean, it's a good model to go after. BMW is epic. I mean, the engineering in all the BMW cars is just stunning. So that's something to go after. But the Nevera, it's built by Bugatti and Porsche, are by the same. It's all connected. And I'm thinking that there was actually recently a buy where it's like Porsche gave them some. It's like, so it has a lot of support. Nevera has a lot of support from Porsche and Bugatti and the whole whole Porsche family, or would you say the Volkswagen family. So that puts it at different, that puts it in a different position. So, and as far as charging and battery range, they said in Nevera it'll take 22 minutes to go to get to 80% on a 500 kilowatt charger. And the Lotus has a range of 250 miles. And you can go 341 miles before needing to top off, which is definitely nice. So the Lotus is epic, folks. It has some great technology and great charging capabilities. And boy, does it! I actually like the body of the Lotus better than the Nevera. Tell me what you think. I think the Lotus is a lot more sexier. Now, about price, the Lotus is priced at $2.2 million. So you're definitely gonna have to be a baller to get this baby. And there's gonna be only 130 production examples, and it's sold out. Now the Nevera is priced at $2.4 million, and it's gonna be 150 units. And it's definitely a mind-bending hypercar. Oh, that Lotus from the back, that got such a beautiful bottom. Take a look at that. Wow, that's going to be stunning. You see this on the road, your jaw's going to drop and you're not going to be able to pick it up. What an epic combination, folks. An epic combination. Now, you really can't. It's hard to compare. You have one that's actually 1,000 pounds less than the other. The Lotus being less. So it's two different. The Lotus is a track-focused beast. And Nevera is not going to be able to keep up with it on the twisties because there's 1,000 pound differ. However, the horsepower and everything else does make up for that. So I think it's going to be a totally different story. And from what I've seen online too, I've also seen the Nevera has semi-autonomous driving features. I saw it steering by itself in the video. And perhaps we'll do a video on that some other time. So the verdict is, you really can't compare these two. Both of these are super enjoyable cars, and if you have the money, buy them both. This is Automotive Reviews. Thanks for watching. Remember, like, share, and subscribe.
Hey you guys, say Automotive Reviews. Remember, like, share, subscribe, and thanks for coming to the channel. I appreciate you. Until then, we out.